Hello, hello. AEW review live, a quick one. I am still going live this weekend. I know I didn't announce this until yesterday, but I did want to do an AEW show because last week we did Monday Night Raw, and I'm trying to do this at least twice a week live for gossip and a live show. So I do like to do what came on top of my head without looking at the results again because a lot happens. Let's just be real. A lot happens. So I can't really always remember everything from the jump, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ricochet losing. Very upset about that. That did piss me off. I really want him to get pushed. A lot of people make fun of him and say that, you know what, let me put a photo of Ricochet. Let me do that right now. Because again, we are learning here at Marquelworld. Please like and follow. Again, SpongeBob SquarePants. Hope you like it. We are gossiping at the Krusty Krab tonight. AEW shit. Let's talk about it. Let me find a photo of him. I'm sorry. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. This is so old. Like these photos, they don't have anything recent. Okay. This is how I feel, so this is a good photo. So, Ricochet, again, we thought he was going to get a huge push. This group, I guess, is fine, but again, I kind of wish it was a little bit better for him with the push. So, let's not have Jey Uso anymore with his shorts from the last live. I mean, I can put that up, but really not about tonight. So if I'm doing this correctly, in the hot seat, felt like he should have won. Here you guys go. I felt like Ricochet should have won that fatal four-way. It was very weird how it ended. Very weird, I will say. Bobby Lashley was just standing there watching. And again, me going in and out, I need to play with these settings. Again, I don't know. But I think it's very sensitive when I move. But again, these settings I play with. But Ricochet losing, did not like that. Samoa and Joe winning. Again, they like to do this in AEW. They like to have champions challenge for other championships belt. We've seen that with the trio. What is it? The Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions and now the Trios Champion. Oh, wait a minute. The Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion and also the AEW Trios Champion. We are seeing Mercedes Moné, TBS Champion, also interim Ring of Honor Champion. Again, it's 2 titles, 1 person. So again, this is very with brand with AEW. Very weird how they always want a champion versus champion. But I guess, you know, we can't use other people. We can't use Isaiah Cassidy. I know a lot of people are going to laugh, but I am a huge fan of him. But what happened to him? Isaiah Cassidy, Private Party. Again, he could have been part of this. Sammy Guevara. Again, it's just always the same people. How are you doing today, by the way? I went to Medieval Times and Dave and Buster's going bowling. Okay, you went to Dave and Buster. What is the special occasion? It seems like a lot is going on. Hello, Anthony, but that seems like a lot of fun. So is there an occasion or just getting out? Thank you for coming in. I know I didn't really advertise this, but thank you for coming tonight. Okay, and while I do this, you know, I try to edit things, but they usually don't let me do that until I get on the live. Still learning. But Ricochet, what do we feel is next for him? Do we feel like this is all they got for him? This trios, the command, the demand, what's their name again? I do like Bishop Khan. He's decent in the ring. He's handsome. The other guy, I mean, I guess he can wrestle as well, but he's not that good looking like the other two. We'll say Ricochet's good looking himself. But is this all they have for him? Very disappointing if so. Let me try to do this now. And AEW live, AEW was wild, Fright. So we had Fright Night. I kept thinking it said Friday night, But no, it's actually Fright Night, which is Halloween. I think it's what, Friday or Saturday, so very on brand. Again, I felt like it was a decent show. Um, Not a lot of tag team trio money making matches. We've been seeing that a lot. Very tired of that. Okay, graduation December 10th. Okay, so yes, very happy. Who did you go with? And you didn't mention that, so if you want to share, who did you go with? And yes, congratulations. Where are you graduating from? If you want to share. But okay, sorry, I'm also again editing something. But AEW Dynamite, what else caught my eye was Sky Blue. I do like her. I do like Sky Blue a lot. I feel like she's funky. I felt like I am a huge Mercedes Moné fan. I feel like she's the best female wrestler. So that just shows you how biased I am with her. But I feel like someone like this Sky Blue chick, who I did see wrestle in Chicago in person at AEW Pro a couple times, she deserves the TNT championship. If Mercedes Moné, she needs to hold the belt, let her carry that AEW Women's Championship. But someone like a Sky Blue, the mid-card title, would do a lot of justice for her career. But again, if you have Mercedes Moné just keeping this title and getting more titles, this transitions to the Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné. Do we want to see this? We do see that she did attack Chris, and she basically told her, okay, let me get them on the screen. Let me get them on the screen since I'm talking about them. But while I do this, do we want to see this match? Again, it seems like this is the same storyline that Toni Storm just came out of. Not really that original, having the TNT champion again facing the World Women's Champion. Very, again, why do we have to see the same storyline? Toni Storm just had this. But let me do this. I don't know. I don't know if Mercedes Moné is going to lose, so I doubt she will. So if she's a double champion, I really don't know how that helps AEW as a whole. Hey, how are you, Caesar? Yes, I'm talking about AEW tonight. I will also be live for a gossip session this weekend. But yes, kind of like you're saying, if you miss me during the weekend because you're busy, I now do weekly shows where I do reviews. So thank you. Did you watch? Nice seeing you. How are you? How are you? Still new with this streaming live new platform that I'm using software. Trying to have background. Last time it was a wrestling ring, but I did want to change it up this time. So we are at the Krusty Krab and we are gossiping here tonight. Happy Halloween. Yeah, I should have had a Halloween theme. Anthony, did you watch tonight? And again, I'm sorry, I'm editing some things, but I think, let me put this on the big screen real fast. We're no longer talking about Ricochet, so let me change the photo. Again, soon I will be like very, very fast. You'll be like, oh my gosh, you're very fast. But again, I'm learning this. I feel like I'm a little bit faster than before. But here we go. We are serving them too. They are in the hot seat. I do like to call it the hot seat. We have, again, this is kind of played out, if you ask me. We've seen this with Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné, and she lost. So I really don't understand why she would need another title opportunity. Again, makes no sense. No shade to her, but I don't know. I don't know. They don't have any other women that she can face. It's kind of ridiculous. The Young Bucks, that also caught my attention. Again, I don't want to look at the results yet. I just want to say what caught my eyes. But the Young Bucks, the little backstage segment, what is his name? That bald guy that is managing everyone. Oh, shit. Johnny? No. Whatever. Don Callis. Is that him, the Collis family? But yeah, he was mocking. Well, not mocking the Young Bucks, but was kind of telling them how he has a special entrance for them, and they came in with the pyro, things of that nature, very over the top with him being the narrator in the background doing the announcement. It was a cute entrance. It was cute. I do like this Young Buck gimmick. How they're broke or they're not EVPs anymore, so they have to go through a big struggle, even though other wrestlers who aren't EVPs, they don't go through the struggle, but still, I do like this storyline. What do we think about it? What do we think about it? Again, it's a little different. Don't know how long they can do this. You know, being broke, that situation. I do know they have these money gimmicks. You win $1,000. Well, no, you win $100,000 for winning a tag team match. So I don't know. They could continue this a little bit longer with the rate they're going. But let me get the results of what happened tonight. Again, these are things that caught my attention. So, what else caught my attention? Not to be rude. Ricochet caught my attention. The Mercedes and Chris. I guess I love Mercedes Moné, so I was watching because of her. The Okada situation, shake my hand and showing the middle finger, that was okay. I mean, again, I did watch the show, but that's something that really didn't catch my attention that much, but it did, I guess, kind of catch my attention. Kushida, what's his name? Kushida, Kazoke, and Okada. I don't know. They're both part of the Don Callis family. They don't like each other. They did try to fight for the the tag team championships. I'm over here thinking about TNT championship since she's still on the big screen. But they did try to get the AEW tag team championships and they failed. So that being said, I don't know why they still need to be friends or on friendly terms. Clearly, they don't like each other. It won't work out, but you don't like everyone that you're part of the same group. So we shall see what happens with them. The Don Callis family has a lot of members. They really don't like to show Ace Austin that much, but okay. Let me get rid of this because we're no longer, you know what? Let me just put a basic AEW Friday night. With this Friday night, did you think it was a good show? What's her name? Tequila, Spider Lady, I don't know. I've been saying her name wrong for the longest at this point. What do we think about her? I do know that I did say I like Sky Blue, but she's part of the same faction. Do we like her? Do we like her? I really thought she was going to have a lot of momentum. She did kind of arrive, or she was starting to get pushed after Mariah May left. So we all kind of thought she was going to be the next big female that they're going to push. But she's part of this trios group. Spider Lady, do we like her? Let me know. I felt like she was going to do a little bit more for the company. I felt like she was going to come in with a big splash. You know, we just lost Mariah May. She is now Blake Monroe. Now we got this blonde chick that could be the new rock star Lady Gaga kind of situation. I mean, that's what it was giving at some point, the Lady Gaga Harley Quinn kind of character, but yes, she's not really getting pushed that much other than being part of the group. Very disappointing. What I will say, something good about AEW, because I don't want to just complain. I was someone that really was fighting for them, but all these tag team matches, multi-man matches, no storylines, it kind of gets a little boring, but I still watch. I will say I do like Jet Speed, really great team. I do know FTR, they did win that match. They stole the win by pinning Kevin Knight. But Jet Speed, good team, future tag team champions. Hope that comes true. Again, Private Party, where are they? I don't know where they are at this point. I could say they are WWE bound. They might as well. I mean, AEW is not using them in any kind of capacity at this point. I don't think anyone is injured between the two men, but I will say Jet Speed, do like them a lot. Okay, so now let me get the results. Again, it's kind of hard to edit when you are live, but I still will try. Anyways, those that watch the replay, how are you? It's been a long day. Work, whatchamacallit, gym, boot camp, cooking. Now I'm here live watching that show. Thankfully, it wasn't boring. If it was snooze fest, I kind of probably would have to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. But it wasn't boring. It just wanted a little bit more. Still was good, but wanted a little bit more. The Dark Order, what do we feel about them? This is still something ongoing. Them being featured on most of the segments, most of the matches. I'm kind of tired of them, to be honest. Jon Moxley, clearly a star, clearly someone that is being pushed heavy in AEW compared to WWE. Let's be real, he was the Shield member that kind of wasn't getting that push. So now in AEW, he is no longer in their shadow. So I will say that is something good for Mr. Moxley. But again, that group, like the Maria Schaefer girl, she's okay, but I don't want to see her that much. The other guy with the hairstyle, he's okay. Yuka, I think his name is. But again, I don't need to see them every show. So again, Dark Order, are they getting boring to you? Let me know. Almost done, I promise. I really don't know who the big star is currently. There were Kyle Fletcher, big star that they're pushing. Again, he's over pushed to me, but we haven't really seen him as much. So I will take that back. Swerve Strickland, I guess he's a huge star. Again, he's injured. Orange Cassidy, I mean, he does get a reaction, but not a huge reaction like he used to get. Let me get rid of this. I'm sorry. Who else is a big star? Sammy Guevara, a huge star to me, but they're not really pushing him, so I wouldn't say him. MJF, we really haven't seen him as much. Okay, but let me get the results real fast. Sorry, I am just talking. Not really in order, but I am just talking AEW. Sometimes I have to do that to stay up, talk about different subjects. But, Bro Ditos, let's talk about that. Again, the Young Bucks, very talented. FTR, very talented. But FTR winning. The Young Bucks, Jet Speed, FTR, and Jurassic Express. It's kind of funny how, what's his name? Perry. What's that? Jack Perry. It's kind of funny with Jack Perry how everyone hated him for a moment due to the CM Punk situation. Again, we do keep it real here. A lot of you guys hated him, said that he caused CM Punk to leave the company. He did have that bad guy gimmick, but it was just funny how everyone hated him for a little while, but now like everyone is like, oh, okay, he's back to the Jurassic Express. Now we love him again. Not saying that I want him to get hate, but I'm just saying it's just very funny how you guys just change your tune that fast. Mox is not interested at all. Okay, so we have you, thank you for your opinion. You're just keeping it honest. So again, this is maybe an indication, the Dark Order, and if you want to talk about the Dark Order, the other members, but maybe this is an indication, like I was stating, that this is a little too much, the Dark Order, them being, I don't know, heavily featured. Maybe they need to just disband at this point. I mean, I don't know. We do always want that one group to remain that's just a vocal point of the company where even if they're not a group or they're not together every week, they still are a group. But I don't know. If they do that, something would have to change, to be real. Because, again, like he said, boring John Moxley, and that's supposed to be the main character. Not a good look. I will say Claudio, I guess no one really considers him the main character. They really consider John Moxley the main character. But Claudio, is he annoying at this point? To me, he really has no personality, but he never really had personality. So, even in WWE, but the only time he really had a big personality to me is when he was with one of my favorites, Tyson Kidd. When they were a tag team, I really did love them. That is when he really had personality. Total Divas, he made appearances, but other than that, not really. I mean, yeah, maybe him swinging someone around, if you consider that personality, I guess that is. But again, anybody can do that. Again, we really never have a real backstory with Claudia or Cesaro, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, thank you. So yes, something new. You guys can always come back to it. It doesn't have to be something that needs to be a forever change where we never see them interact again, but still, it would be nice for a break. So that was a okay match. I will say this again. There's a tag team match. Remember how I just said, oh, they didn't have that many tag team trio matches, but yeah, tag team match. Okada and Takashi. Sorry, mispronounce his name sometimes. The Don Callis family. Again, this is an overkill too. We're talking about the Dark Order. I feel like this is an overkill with just how many members there are. Like, it's at some point we don't even know who's part of the group because it's just too much to keep up with. But we're having this face off again. They could have used this time for Isaiah Cassidy private party. They could have used this time to bring back what's her name, Britt Baker. Again, they could have used this time. This could have been a backstage segment, to be honest. But again, this is AEW. This is the era where we're going to keep using the same people over and over and over and over again, and then we're going to have people that we don't use, and then we release them, or we just have them under contract and don't do anything with them. Again, private party, where are they? Sammy Guevara, we're, here and there we see them. Britt Baker, I mean, come on now. The ratings, 200,000, 300,000. Why aren't you putting her on the TV show? So again, very odd. Penelope out of the tag team tournament. Miss Bow Down, her partner, Miss Joker, Harley Quinn, whatever she was trying to impersonate last week with those photos online and that little pay-per-view look she had. Yes, she is injured. This is not a surprise. A lot of people are being injured. Not funny, I'm just saying a lot of people are injured. Then we just talk about Soruka giving up her title because she's injured. So come on now, a lot of people are getting injured at this point. So I wish her the best. She's one of many that's injured. So again, I'm not trying to downplay that she's injured. Of course not. But I'm just saying she's one of many that has been injured who's on the injury list. So again, I'm not going to cry about it or be too sad about it because she will heal. She looks fine if she can do backstage promos. But again, another person on the injury list. Okay, well, damn. Okay, yes, I love it. So he said Cesaro does his talking in the ring, which I agree. He can wrestle. I just, stated really no personality outside of that to me. If you consider that big rolling around swing, the big swing is not the name of the finisher personality, then I guess he does. But again, I would like to know more about him. Again, I don't know anything about him in real life either. I don't even know if he does interviews. He's a very private person, which if he is, he is, but still. So let's talk about the next thing that happened. talk about the next thing that happened. Again, Megan, I guess she is teaming with Maria. Again, Marina Schaefer. Again, I just said that they're very overly pushed. And I hate this for them. It's not their fault that they're overly pushed to the point that we're annoyed with them. They can't help it. And if I was them and you kept trying to put me on the show every segment or every match, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to take my opportunities. But then it's kind of like where you get here where the fans are like, okay. Like, girl, we just saw you managing someone. Now you're going to be part of a match. Then we're seeing you backstage. So it's like you're so heavily featured in this show. Again, while we have people who we haven't seen in months, yet we keep seeing her in multiple segments. Maybe the Big Show will come out in the Dark Order's true leader. Okay, that would be very surprising, and that would be something. I would want something different. So if he comes back after a long... I didn't even know he was still signed, to be honest, Paul. I didn't really realize he was still signed to AEW, Paul. I mean, him going back to the Shield, I could see the Shield reuniting currently with the Seth Rollins storyline. Let's see what's going on. He got injured. He may want revenge. Roman Reigns wants revenge on Paul Heyman. Dean Ambrose returning. Could see that. So, yeah, that's if his contract ends soon. But who knows? They should put Cesaro in a mask to give him a handler as a mouthpiece. That would be something. Yeah, that would be a great idea. We did think it would be Don Callis. That would be the mouthpiece. But you can't really be a mouthpiece for certain people if you are a mouthpiece for multiple people. So yeah, it would be a little hard for him to be the mouthpiece for Claudio only if he has like 7 different people he's the mouthpiece for, such as Ace Austin and the Okada and his other members. So again, that's what I'm saying. It's an overkill when you have him being the mouthpiece or the talking point for all these members. Josh Alexander, he's another member. So again, how can you be the mouthpiece for all these people? So it's a very, very big, overcrowded faction to me. Just being honest, it's very, very, very overcrowded. But not saying that they should get rid of the group as a whole, but you know, there should be maybe a little bit less people involved. Again, it's very crowded. Sometimes I don't even know who the leader is because it kind of seems like they switch roles. But let's go on to the next thing. Again, that main event, what was that about? I mean, I'm still confused about why Bobby Lashley just stood there, but I progress. He kind of stood there before he got stuck on that apron. I don't know what that was about. But again, we did have Bobby Lashley and Ricochet. They do have history with the Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate. We did have women's tag team action, Sky Blue and Julia Hart versus Jamie Hayter and Queen Amada. Very thrown together team. Let me just say that the Jamie Hayter and Queen Amada is like, okay, girl, I want this. Okay, girl, I want this. Okay, girl, let's be friends. I mean, that's a lot of these situations that they have. Okay, girl, I like you. Okay, girl, I like you too. Okay, girl, I want the title. I want the title. Okay, let's be partners. Kind of reminds me of like camp or Boys and Girls Club when you're a child. You don't know somebody, but you know you need to have a partner because you want to do a certain activity. So, okay, you want to do it. I want to do it. Let's be partners. And that's what they're doing, clearly. Okay, let me read this. Cesaro, maybe the Big Show. They should put Cesaro mask. Okay, yeah. I mean, that would be nice. A reunion at the Rumble. I mean, it would get a nice reaction. I would think maybe in Saudi they would do that. We do know they would return there for a Rumble. Let's be real. This is not going to be the last Rumble that they have in Saudi. So I feel like that would be something at Crown Jewel or Saudi, something where the money is talking. So I do feel like we would see a reunion with the Shields if he does leave AEW at one point. Again, he may like AEW because he may feel like this is my time to shine. I'm not no longer the background character of the Roman Reigns show, the Seth Rollins, whoa, and I ain't got nothing going on for me. Because again, what was his catchphrase? Dean Ambrose, the crazy look. I mean, yeah, he had fans. He was part of the Shield, one of the greatest factions of wrestling. I won't say just WWE, just wrestling in general. But he was always background, unfortunately, when he was in WWE. Very sad, but it's the truth. Maybe one time do real. Okay, put Cesaro in a mask and New Hogan and Regina Glass is my piece of it. I mean, Cesaro could have something going on for him. Again, something could change if he's healed. That may do it. He's already a heel, but if he's like a very vicious heel, it would make a difference. But personality is really what needs to change with him. Again, we really don't know anything about his character or anything about his story. Like, why are you a wrestler? Or what do you do this for? Again, you're Jon Moxley's friend. We get that, but a little bit more would be nice. But let's look at one thing. Let's look at one thing. I want to see if there's any AEW news since we are talking about AEW wrestling. My apologies. We did have Samoa Joe, Ricochet, Hook, and Bobby Lashley on the Fatal 4-Way. Very random. I will say that. I will say very random. This match, again, you know what? Let me see if I can get a picture of the main event and put it on the big screen since we are talking about them. So let's do this. Main event, let's go on X and just try to put it on there. But while I do that, very random. It was a good match. I will say that last minute save. What was that? A frog splash, whatever Ricochet did to stop the pin. I did like that. But oh, I thought I saw something. Trying to find photos. Child, they got some photos, but people like putting their name on it. Like, stop putting your name on a photo. Okay, so let me do this real fast. Just so we can see what we're talking about. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, little big. Little big, I will admit. But this was a bigger photo. But, main event, this is what we have going on. They are in the hot seat. Adam Page versus Samoa Joe is what we're going to have at Full Gear. 11/22. Is this something that excites you? Again, champion versus champion, because isn't he the trios champion? So again, we have champion versus champion. Let me know what you think about that. Those that watched the replay, thanks by the way. Again, I didn't really advertise this. Didn't really want to. I don't know. Didn't know if I want to do AEW. So last minute decision. But I may try to do SmackDown on the Facebook. But this, again, why do we need to see these people wrestle champion versus champion? Why do we need to see this? I don't know. Why didn't Ricochet win? Why didn't Hook win? But again, I guess we need to have he's clearly having his belt, so he is the champion. This is what we have. So, champion versus champion, again, getting very old at this point. We can't have any other challengers that aren't champions, but, let me read. Mox and Ricochet are the same. Their wives are way more interesting than they are. I was going to say who's Moxley's wife, but then I had to remember it's Renee. So, I mean, she's doing a good job, but I feel like she does a good job wherever she goes as a journalist slash interviewer slash host. It's kind of true. I do love Ricochet though, but maybe because I think he's hot. But so I'm a little biased, but I do like his wrestling. It's good. It's always been good. I do like his character a little bit, the heel side. He now has a little bit more personality. I do know in WWE he was kind of like the Black Spider-Man, the Miles Morales. A lot of people were calling him that. You know, we just saw him jumping, flying, doing wrestling moves here and there, winning, losing. But we really didn't get really that much character development with him. This one, he's a little evil, heelish, cocky. I've been doing this shit for a while. I heard his stuff in Mexico was Lucha Underground was his best work when he was wearing a mask. So maybe that's his best character work, and maybe I would love it if I did watch that. So maybe I need to go back and watch his Lucha Underground stuff when he had the mask on. But I like this heel version of him. He does do promos. The laugh, I think is cute because, again, I think he's handsome. But it can get old sometimes. I do get that. So maybe he needs a little bit more tweaking. His partner, he's handsome as well. Bishop Khan. But this, I mean, every time we look at him, this is his pose. So that, I don't know, like, really, this is your pose? That's not even natural. Like, no one naturally looks like that. So they're just, I don't know, it looks silly because it's just, like, it's very obvious that you're posing for the camera. Like, again, who does this? I mean, do you have a migraine? I don't know. Maybe it just looks silly to me. It just looks very unnatural. Maybe that's what it reminds me of. If I had a headache, I would do this, but I wouldn't do this every time you see me. Because it would be to the point, what's wrong? Why is your head down? So, again, Ricochet, is this all they have for him? We shall see. But let's talk about the main event like I wanted to. As we did talk about the Full Gear, the matchup that's going to happen. The main event was good. I won't say decent. I will say it was good. I'll give them that. AEW does not have issues providing good wrestling. We'll never take that away from them. It's just the storylines. It's just the overall package that they need to tweak. Paige is a low budget AJ Styles. That's kind of funny that you say that. Kind of funny. Adam Page clearly not working as the AEW champion. I will say this, the ratings are the lowest at this point they have been for a while. I won't say it's due to him, but I'm saying he did not help it. It was going down still when Jon Moxley was champion, and it's still going down today. But I will say, if you want to give him the belt, I guess you would give it to him now when ratings are at this lowest. I feel like ratings will go up when we have a new champion. But right now, we need to have someone that people care about that will get the ratings. Again, I don't know if it would be a Ricochet. If Ricochet was champion, with a lot of the WWE haters that say he would never be nothing, would they watch just to see how his title reign is, just to hate on it? They could be that. That could be more viewers. Could it be people that haven't watched AEW in a while, and since they heard Ricochet was the champion, they may watch it a little bit more due to them liking Ricochet? Or okay, this is something new. Let's see how he is as the World Heavyweight Champion. Because again, I don't think he was ever World Heavyweight Champion in WWE. I think he was the United States Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, and he totally could have a TNT Championship run. I could see them doing this, but as a World Heavyweight Champion, that might bring eyes. Because again, in WWE, I don't think he ever had that opportunity, or he never won it. I'm trying to see who else could be like champion that would kind of change that dynamic. I would say maybe Big Bill, but I don't know if he'll bring views. I would feel like it would bring a different dynamic. Big Bill being tall, muscular, heelish, but again, I don't know if it would bring a lot of views because yes, he was the hottest when he was part of the. What was her saying? It's been how long now at this point since he was part of this group with Enzo? 12, 15 years? What did they used to say? How you doing? But they used to say something before they said that. I'm the something something in the room, and you can't teach that. That was the hottest he was. So again, I don't know if this would bring viewerships if he was the champion. Let's see this roster, by the way. Who could bring buzz back to AEW? Because buzz is what you need. You need buzz. Let's look at this roster. Just trying to see. We're gossiping. Who can bring buzz? So I'm looking at the roster. We have Aaron Solo. Yeah, he's not going to be the one. Ace Austin, I think he's hot, so I'm biased. I think he would bring viewerships from TNA that don't really think he was going to do shit in AEW. If he's World Heavyweight Champion, it may bring some viewers. It may bring it up a little bit, but not really that much. But he could have a reign. I hope that. Action, Andretti, yeah, he's not going to be the game changer. Adam Cole, isn't he allegedly thinking about retiring, or he even wanted to retire at this point? Tony Khan had to tell him to calm down and take some time off. Yeah, if this is his mindset, I want to retire, I'm done. Yeah, he's not going to be a World Heavyweight Champion. Adam Copeland, I can see him bringing in views. I can see them also saying another former WWE Champion is now an AEW champion, or a star is now an AEW champion. So, again, Ace Austin, I would do out of those that I mentioned so far. Alex Arantos, not him. Alex Reynolds, no. Angelico, no. Angela Parker, no. Anthony Bowens, yes. I mean, clearly I'm gay, so I just support my LGBT allies. But that would bring, again, Buzz, the first gay AEW champion. So, again, that would bring Buzz, means viewership, but how long? I don't know. He does have a lot of fans from the Acclaim, so they may be happy for him. And some people may watch AEW, again, if they were fans of the Acclaim and stop watching, and they do see Anthony is the champion. Again, I'm just trying to see who would bring some kind of buzz / prestige back to AEW. I mean, let's be honest. It needs some prestige. It's missing that at this point. He would be good. Speaking of gossip, allegedly, he said that he did reach out to AEW and they weren't really interested. Allegedly, I saw that today. Very ironic, but I did see this today that allegedly that did happen, where he did state that he did reach out to AEW and they said, okay, thanks for reaching out. You have a nice night. Goldberg, yes, that would bring views, but I don't know how realistic that would be. But he may be like, well, y'all fuckers did interrupt my retirement, so now fuck y'all. I'm in AEW. That could happen. Anthony Bowens, again, I would support it if he's gay. Since he is gay, I'm gay. He may get a lot of viewers for that reason. LGBT, the first AEW LGBT champion, but again. Anthony Ogogo, yeah, not him. AR Fox, no. Aria Davari, he has a heelish look, but not him. Austin Gunn, maybe. They repackage him. He could be a huge champion that brings viewerships if they package him. He does have that last name too. Bandito, how's he doing with the Ring of Honor viewership? Is he bringing in subscriptions? I don't know. So I don't know if he will bring in viewerships for AEW. Big Bill, again, I did say that he would be a good champion. Again, they would have to package him more of a threat, but he could be. I mean, a lot of people say he is like what Tess would look like if he got a little bit older in his upper 30s or what in his 40s. A lot of people say they think Big Bill and Tess, they kind of resemble. Billy Gunn, yeah, I don't think so. Bishop Khan, he's hot, so I would be all for it, but other than that, the little pose, his wrestling's decent, but I don't know if they would make him AEW champion. Again, I don't know if he would bring viewerships. He may, if he's still with that group, the Demand, and Ricochet's part of it. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how he's booked. Bobby Lashley, yes, he can bring viewerships if he's the champion. Brandon Cutler, yeah, I don't think so. No offense. Brian Cage, this could be someone that isn't really pushed, someone that is known, someone that a lot of people would say he's been there for a while in AEW. Yes, he could bring viewerships. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, it would be a lot of squash matches. You are right. If he did show up to AEW as and being champion, you are right. It would be like two moves. Brody King, yeah, I don't see that. Bryan Danielson, I think he's retired from in-ring action, but I guess I could see it. Brian Keith, yeah, no. Buddy Matthews, maybe if pushed the right way. Who's this? Carly Bravo. He's handsome, but yeah, no. But Buddy Matthews, maybe. Cash Wheeler, maybe. I could see maybe. He does have a WWE fan base. And he is known for FGR, one of the best tag teams to ever do it. A lot of people say, so yeah, maybe. Chris Jericho, yeah, maybe. He would bring a lot of views due to people thinking he's going to WWE. If he is AEW champion, of course people would watch just to see. Christian Cage, yes, one more title reign as a World Heavyweight Champion. I can see that. That could be his storyline. A lot of Christian Edge fans and WWE fans that like him, even from WWE, would probably watch just to see his title reign. Even though they hate AEW, they still might want to see Christian Cage be a champion. Chuck Taylor, no. Claudia, yeah, I can see it. Colt Cabana, he still has a job? Okay. Yeah, I don't see that. Colton Gunn, kind of like his brother, maybe. Don Hoosen, I didn't even know he still was employed, but yes, he does have that face, the painting, kind of like a Stingish reminder. So maybe Daniel Garcia, do like him. He's handsome as hell too, but this little gimmick that he's part of the Dark Order, yeah, a little dried out. I could see him being champion if he's babyface again, more of a babyface champion. This heel shit's not really working. It could be the Dark Order, but yeah, it's not working. Again, I'm trying to say who could lead AEW and be like the World Heavyweight Champion. Again, I already talked about AEW, but again, I do want to finish it off with some gossip. Dante Martin, yeah, no, don't see that. I think he's handsome too, but I don't see that for him. The way they push him. Darby Allin, yes, I could see that. Clearly, that is someone they are pushing, so I could see him being World Heavyweight Champion. Darius Martin, he's handsome too. I think he's the cuter one out of the two. Dante, I thought. But Darius, again, kind of like his brother, cute. Can wrestle, but not really getting pushed. Dex Harwood, yeah, he can get a little bit of buzz, but I feel like his partner would get bigger buzz. Jarlisco, don't see him being AEW champion and getting buzz. I mean, yeah, maybe that Lucha Underground smaller guy storyline if that's what they're going for. But yeah, I don't think it'll give him viewerships. Dustin Rhodes, yeah, it may give them some viewerships because he's older now and people would kind of want to laugh. Really, he's the champion of AEW and they're going to give him a view. But some people may be happy for him. Eddie Kingston, I could see that happening. When you think AEW, you think about Eddie Kingston. He could, yes, most definitely bring viewership. See, again, I have to keep going down the list. The more I go down it, the more, okay, I can see that person being that one person to bring buzz. El Klein, no, don't see it. Eva Uno, don't see it. Griff Garrison, don't see it yet. Has potential. Hachartway, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but no. Hologram, yes, I see them maybe making him champion. Bringing views, maybe, because he has a different gimmick. But he is a heel now, right? Hook, could see it. He can wrestle. He's handsome, I think. Has the wrestling moves, and also people know that's Taz's son. So if he was World Heavyweight Champion, I feel like people would watch. Oh my God, Isaiah Cassidy, he's still on the website. Glad to see that he's not fired. Because again, I keep saying words of private party, but he is on the website. I can see it. I mean, I think he's hot. But, yeah, I can see him bringing viewerships. Again, private party and them winning the championships, the tag team championships, got a lot of praise. So I feel like he could. Jack Perry, I could see him being AEW champion more when he was healed, the bad guy, but I can still see it. James Drake, no. Jay Lutho, no. He can't even win Ring of Honor matches half the time, so no. Jay White, yes, I could see him being champion and bringing viewerships. The IWGP, New Japan wrestling fans most definitely would watch. Jeff Jarrett, yeah, maybe one last time. John Silver, I thought that was Rusev. I'm like, did he get his job back? The way that he has his pose and his tongue out, kind of like Rusev. Johnny TV, no. Sorry, John Moxley, he was already champion. Josh Alexander, yes, I feel like he could bring viewerships. I do like him as well. I mean, he is handsome, but I feel like, yes, he could be that champion to bring viewerships. The TNA fans would probably watch, who don't currently watch AEW. Josh Woods, don't see it. Juice Robinson, again, I'm going down the list just to see who could bring buzz to AEW. Again, I'm done reviewing the show, but again, I do want to continue this conversation. And then maybe I will do the women's another night. Again, we would be here all night if I was reading all these people on the roster. Oh, they have all these names. Juice Robinson, don't see it. Katsuri Shibita, part of the Trios Champions, no. Kazuki Okada, yeah, I can see that happening. Keith Lee, yeah, he could be champion and bring viewerships. Kenny Omega, yeah, that's a given. He could bring viewers. Oh, Kevin Knight, he's hot too. But yeah, he is. I don't know. He could be champion, bringing viewerships. He doesn't really have a big name yet, so they need to keep pushing him a little bit. But he could be World Heavyweight Champion. Kip Sabian, I can see him gaining a lot of weight and a lot of muscle, even getting bigger than what he is now. I can see that happening. But, or like Montez Ford size. Kip Sabian, yeah, I can see it. He does have name value, so he can bring viewerships. Commander, I could see it more like a Rey Mysterio kind of thing. Konosuke, could see him being World Heavyweight Champion, bringing viewerships. Kota Ibushi, he's injured, so no. Kyle Fletcher, clearly he would be World Heavyweight Champion sooner than later. Viewerships, that's a question. I don't know if he would bring any, but I can see it happen. Okay, now I think I'm reading like the roster from Ring of Honor and AEW now that I've done this, because I'm like, okay, I've been reading for a while now. Kyle O'Reilly. That's to be determined if he would bring viewerships, but I could see him being AEW champion. Lance Archer, yeah, I could see it. Bring viewerships, no. Lee Johnson, handsome, but I don't see it for him. Lee Moriarty, don't see it for him. Leo Rush, I do see it for him. Him being that baby face. I can wrestle. You guys been missing this. Or I could see him as that heel, cocky, sexy, small, high flyer. So yeah, he could bring viewerships. I think he's hot, and I think he can wrestle, and I think he has a lot of name value, especially to the black wrestling fans. A lot of people do put him in a high pedestal, the black community, and I can say that because clearly I am part of that community, so I could see a lot of people tuning in for him being World Heavyweight Champion. A lot of people, again, I keep it real, a lot of people would be proud of him. So yeah, he could bring viewerships. Let's see, again, I'm just trying to do this since I started. I might as well finish, but like the more I scroll down, the more I'm like, oh my god, why did I start this? Okay, Luchasaurus, no. Luther, no. Mansoor, no. Mark Briscoe, no, I don't see him bringing viewerships. I mean, maybe. He's not my cup of tea. I like him. He's a nice guy. He can wrestle, but I'm not a huge fan of his gimmick. But yeah, maybe he can bring viewerships. Mark Davis, no. Mark Sterling, he's an announcer. Mark Quinn, no. Mason Madden, oh, he's hot. I could see him maybe bringing in some viewerships with his weird gimmick. The reason I say Mansoor, this one, Mason has just a more exotic look, a more sexual look. Mansoor looks more like a child compared to a Mason. Mason looks grown, sexy compared to Mansoor. That's more kiddish, childish antics. So I could see him being World Heavyweight Champion, bringing viewerships only if he does these erotic things that he does on Ring of Honor. Like I'm saying, Ring of Honor, he uses a paddle and he spanks other men. If he does weird stuff like that, not weird, but erotic stuff like that on TV, maybe some people would watch for the sexual stuff, or I don't know. Sex does sell, so I'm just keeping it real. Matt Menard, don't see it. Matt Sindel, don't see it. Matt Taven, don't see it. Matthew Jackson, see it. He's handsome. Max Caster, see it. I see it. I see it. If pushed right. I'm the best wrestler alive. What is that new catchphrase he's doing now? I can't think of that annoying catchphrase because I'm trying not to think about it, but I can see him being champion. Michael, no, that's a referee. Mike Speedball, Mike Bailey, yeah, maybe. I think he's cute. He's adorable. He's like a kid. Cute. No offense to him, but World Heavyweight Champion, I can see it bringing viewerships. I don't know. I mean, he would have to have like 45-minute or 30-minute matches on AEW on a bi-weekly basis to keep the attention of people. He can have awesome matches, but he would have to wrestle these 30, 45-minute matches at least twice a month to keep people interested. Mike Bennett, I did not realize he still had a job with them. I saw Maria saying she wanted to get a new employer, so I didn't realize he was still working for AEW. And MJF, yes, clearly. Okay, so they're just naming a lot of people. Like, are these alumni too? Brody Lee, I mean, they're listing him as a Dark Order. Clearly, we know the situation. Rest in peace. Brody Lee Jr., that's what I'm saying. They just naming everyone that worked there. Again, I'm not saying they need to take him off the website. I'm just saying, like, Brody Lee Jr., I don't even know if he signed to AEW. Is he? MVP, I do know he has a life job if AEW's still around when he's a grown-up, but, like, now he's on the website. MVP, yeah, don't see that. Nicholas Jackson, see for him. Nick Camarto, no. Nick Wayne, maybe. He's a Ring of Honor Prodigy that's holding that ROH World TV Championship. Orange Cassidy, see it. Bring viewerships. Orders, no. Pac, maybe. Paul White, maybe. But he doesn't really wrestle. Peter Avalon, no. Powerhouse Hubs, most definitely. More of a heel if they turn him. Make him an evil heel bitch. Monster heel. Bring viewerships. Preston Vance, no. Prince Donna, no. Ricochet, yes, I love him. He can bring viewerships if pushed strong. Roderick Strong, maybe. He does have a name value. He can wrestle, maybe. Rush, no. Sammy Guevara, yes. He can bring viewerships. He's handsome. He can bring viewerships. He can wrestle. Again, but I don't know what happened to his push. Almost done. I know the people watching the replay like, my God, you talked about this all day. Well, I'm trying to finish what I started. That's what I do. Samoa Joe, yes. Saturn Signa, no. Scorpio Sky, maybe. I mean, he is like an original of AEW, so a lot of people respect him, so they may watch if he is given the opportunity. Serpentico, nope. Shane Taylor, nope. Sean Dean, nope. Shelton Benjamin, maybe. The way they book him. Soldier Dunn, he doesn't wrestle, but no. Sting, again. Sting, why is he listed? So again, I think there's like almost like everyone that worked there at some point. But again, it seems like active people, because there are some people that aren't part of the company anymore that I don't see on this. Stokely, no. Swerve, yes, clearly. The Beast Mortals, maybe. they'll give him a championship. He is dating Mercedes Moné, but don't think he'll bring viewerships. The Blade, didn't realize he still had a job in the Butcher. I just know Allie left, but I guess they still have a job. Yeah, they don't see it for them though. Tola Lino, that's the other one from the Demand, or the Demand C Championship maybe run, but don't see viewerships. I can see him having a quick reign though. Tony Nese, no. Trent Berto, no. Truth Magnum, no. Turbo Flood, no. Warlow, yes, but he's injury prone. Wheeler Yuta, yeah. I guess you can get viewerships if it's still with the Dark Order shit. Will Ospreay, yes, but injured. Zach Gibson, no. So I'm finally done. Let me get off. I did just want to finish what I started. Again, I did want to finish what I started. Very tired, as you can tell. It's 11:34. I did work a full-time shift, but I have been on here for an hour. Those that watch the replay, I hope you enjoy this AEW Dynamite Freak Night. Is that what we were calling it again? Fright Night. I'm sorry, not Freak Night. Fright Night. October 29, 2025. But CCR, Anthony, the people that were watching didn't really comment. The people that came in and came out, thank you so much for coming. I will try to announce when I go on for these weekly shows, but I am just starting this out, the weekly show, so sometimes I will make a last minute decision and just sit down and be like, you know what? AEW's on tomorrow. Maybe I should go live. But I do know usually you want to advertise it at least 2 days before, not 24 hours. But we are going to do this here at Marquelworld, where I will post at least 3 times a week. I will go live once a week for a weekly review on the show, WWE, TNA, or AEW. AEW this week. Last week it was Monday Night Raw, WWE product. More likely next week will be TNA Impact. I will do a live review, so I will do this at least once a week. It did help people like Cesar, who said, you know what, I don't really get to see you on live. It was nice seeing you tonight. So again, it helps other people get to see me live instead of just the replays. Because oddly enough, the replays usually get more than the people that actually come. But again, I don't usually advertise my lives. I usually say within 24 or 48 hours, hey, I'm going on live. So it's not like a thing where you know I'm going on live every Monday. That doesn't usually happen. Or every Wednesday I'm on here. No, it's usually random when I do the live. So I will try to announce it a little bit more in advance so more people can come. Again, people usually watch the replays more. But AEW, out of 10 stars or 5 stars, let's do 10. 8 out of 10. I would say it was B minus worth. No. Yeah, B minus worth. No, B worth. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It had some good action. The main event still was really silly how Bobby Lashley was on the apron. He stopped. Then he stood there, and then, it just was very odd. But good show. Less of these tag trio money-making match. If we win, we make some money. Money-making matches. Again, Chris Statlander, Mercedes Moné. Do we want to see this? We just saw this with Tony and Mercedes. But again, is Mercedes going to lose twice to the World Women's Champion? This is going to be her storyline that she can't win the big one. And then she loses her other titles because she's so fixated on winning the big one. Maybe that's what it's leading to. Again, I'm trying to be creative for a moment and think logically. Again, I do love Mercedes Moné. Is this what it's leading to? Her losing again to the AEW Women's Champion. Her just being so fixated on winning that championship belt to the point that she loses all her belts and even her TBS championship because she's not even focused on those belts. She's focused on a certain belt, and she lost the belt collector gimmick because she became very psychotic and just wanted to win that one AEW championship belt instead of trying to win all the other ones. But let me get off. I am tired. I have to be up at 6:20 for work. It's 11:38. Kind of why, I'm going to be real with y'all, kind of why I really didn't want to do weekly lives or shows, because that usually is on at night during the week, unless you're watching SmackDown, so you usually have work the next day. But I do want to at least try to do one. Well, I am going to do one a week and one live gossip every weekend. But this is Marquelworld, all things for wrestling news, my life. I'm also on X, Blue Sky, Instagram. There's so much. And I do like this setup though, the Krusty Krab. Again, we may be back in the ring next time, but I do like the Krusty Krab. But you can find me on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, and YouTube, Marquelworld, just like here. No, wait a minute. TikTok. So X, Blue Sky, TikTok. I know there's another one. Instagram. There's so much, child, and I'm tired. Marquelworld, just like the YouTube. But let me get off. I'm tired. This is Marquelworld. All things pro wrestling news and my life. We had AEW Dynamite tonight, October 29th, 2025. 8 out of 10. Could do a little bit better. Where's Isaiah Cassidy? Sammy Guevara could be used a little bit more. Where's Britt Baker? I'm going to keep saying it. But again, this is Marco's World. All things pro wrestling news and my life. See you guys.